All right, guys, welcome to the auction of our beautiful little 69 2002. As you can see by the photos, the car does have some rust and patina. I think it's a really good driver. If you're like me, I like the patina. The car gets a lot of attention. I love driving it as is. I think it's also a good candidate for a restoration if you wanted to go that route as well. A little over a year ago, we pulled this car out of a barn in Tennessee. It actually was running and driving. It was an older couple that had it, and they had owned it for a little over 30 years from what I can gather from the records that they had. The car was running and driving, but it did have some oil burning issues. I think it needed valve seals. So I ended up swapping the whole drivetrain from another 2002 I have, which was a pretty freshly rebuilt with a downdraft Weber and a 5-speed. So the 5-speed is a super nice upgrade to these. Makes it a lot more usable on the keeping up with modern traffic. In this video, we'll do kind of an in-depth tour of the car. We'll do like a little POV driving. You guys can see it run. We'll do a cold start and just kind of go over all the little details because I feel like it's more efficient to do that than to answer questions like are the kidney grills installed right side up and is that a bilge pump hose as a brake booster. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get you guys a cold start video and then we'll take it for a drive. Cold start for you. It's been probably about a week since I've started this thing and driven around, but nice and cold. Putting in fuel. Now this does have the water choke, so it kind of automatically chokes it for you. I usually pump it a couple times. Choke off. Sounds like a dream. As you guys can see, it runs very beautifully. The brakes work really well. Also, has fresh rotors up front, fresh brake pads, fresh shoes in the rear, and the bilge pump hose actually really gives you a nice pedal feel. Exactly how fast we're going because the speedometer doesn't work, but I'd say we're going about 50 miles an hour at 2,000 RPM, which is quite nice. So being a very old car, there are some quirks and features and items that don't work. Like the speedometer is stuck on 15 miles an hour. It hasn't really worked, and I haven't put much effort into fixing it. I think a speedometer cable would be a good start. Things like the blinkers, in BMWs we don't typically use them anyways, but the blinkers don't work, but all the headlights and tail lights, everything functions correctly. That's so nice about the old cars like this, is it feels like we're going 90. We're actually going about what I would guess is 50, although I can't really see. a good time to talk about the spare parts that come with this car, because it comes with about enough parts to build another car. The previous owner of the car had an entire barn. The barn we pulled this out of, they had an entire loft full of, I think they had parted out another 2002 during their ownership. So there's like subframes, doors, struts, differentials, transmissions, gear clusters, or instrument clusters. There's an entire list of this stuff, as well as a photo gallery, which we'll try to include as soon as possible. But definitely a lot of value in the spare parts. We have a super solid car here. You know, it does have some rust and patina and that pesky old bilge pump line on the brake booster. But we are really excited to see it go to a new home. Hopefully someone enjoys it for a long time or restores it. So with that being said, thanks for stopping by the auction and happy video.